That was close! I have averted a crash landing. Running diagnostics. Alert! Danger! Louie is missing. He must have somehow fallen out of his cockpit. Man, this text is slow. I'm really gonna sound like a robot at this rate. He is not responding via his communicator. He is either flouting protocol or in danger. Olimar, you must find Louie before he freezes to death in the cold of this planet. Wow. Okay, come on, man. Wait a moment. Look. Okay, and we're just getting thrown right into the action. Could these be Pikmin? They look like they are about to be devoured as we speak. Yes, if you would stop talking, I can just get to work. Okay. You must help them. Point at the screen and press B to call them with your whistle. I got it. You can also hold B to make the sound of your whistle carry farther, remember? Yes, I remember. Can I please play the game? Okay. Hello, humans. I'm Yoshiller, and welcome to Pikmin 2. I am playing the Wii version, so that's why you'll see this little cursor reticle thing spinning all around the screen. And this, as you can tell, is the very first part of the game. Things are going to start off a bit slowly, but I promise you things will pick up, so please stick with me. I'm not trying to sound like a robot, I'm just reading the text of a robot. And now, because this is the beginning of the game, and because this could potentially be someone's first Pikmin game, it's going to walk me through a bunch of tutorials. So these Pikmin ran to your side, they seem to remember you, Captain Louie, how fascinating. Give them instructions and do not delay. Okay, so if you've played Pikmin, the controls are going to be the same. You hold A to grab a Pikmin, and then you press A to throw the Pikmin. And based on where the cursor is, that is where the Pikmin will go. So as you can see, here's a little enemy right here. This is known as a bulb orb. Normally, bulb orb will eat Pikmin, but in this little tutorial, your Pikmin will not die to it. So just a heads up, I'm going to be describing things in this walkthrough as though the viewer has never played Pikmin before, so I apologize if some of my information seems a little basic. But anyway, here we go. Attention, Captain Louie. I have re-established my communications link with Louie. Okay, well that's good. It is fortunate we have managed to confirm his safety. Press minus to communicate with him. See, that's how you know I'm playing the Wii version. Because there's no minus button on a GameCube controller, which is the console in which this game was initially released. I'm quite interested in the details of his condition. Okay, well let's check up on Louie, huh? So by pressing the minus button, I can switch over to the other captain, Louie. So Olimar's dressed in red, Louie's dressed in blue, Olimar's fully experienced, Louie's an idiot. You'll find that stuff out later. Louie, allow me to assess your condition as per our safety protocols. Are you at all injured? He doesn't look injured. I mean, he face planted into the snow, but luckily we survived. Is that so? Then my concerns are eased. Our communication link shows you are nearby. Yes, that is correct. Thankfully, he landed in the same area that the ship landed. Can you make your way to our location and rejoin us? I will navigate for you. Okay. Press plus to contact me and obtain information about the terrain. So, the main new mechanic of Pikmin 2 is that you can control two captains in one mission. So, I can control Olimar or Louie. They both play exactly the same. They have different colored cursors, but otherwise, there's not much of a difference between them, at least in terms of gameplay. So, I can control Olimar, I can press minus, I can go back to Louie. So, the main thing I have to do right now is bring Louie over to where Olimar is. And if I press plus, I can access a map and see that Olimar is luckily not too far away. So, I'm going to make my way over to him. So yeah, a lot of this game will be me multitasking, switching between Olimar and Louie and having them perform different tasks, just like the actual Pikmin do within the game. So, it'll be cool. There will be some cool puzzles coming up. Louie, the odd object before you appears to be one of the onions mentioned in Olimar's report. So, Olimar crash landed on this planet in Pikmin 1, wrote about a bunch of stuff every night, and then sent it into his company, so that way, everything that he's seen is familiar to us, technically, but it still makes sense to newcomers that are playing Pikmin 2 before Pikmin 1. Here we go. The seed the onion ejected just sprouted. According to Olimar's report, it can be plucked with A. Yep, that's very correct. And this is the main mechanic of Pikmin, sprouting and plucking Pikmin. So you bring things to these onions, you put them underneath the little red glow, and it'll sprout Pikmin. The Pikmin seeds will go into the nearby terrain, and you pluck them by pressing A. Simple as that. So here you go. Here is the most standard of Pikmin, the Red Pikmin. Louie, this must be one of the Pikmin creatures from Olimar's report. It is staring at you. Well, thank you for that last bit, computer. You can press down on D-pad to issue objectives to your Pikmin squad and direct their movement. Yes, I'll go over all of this again in just a moment. You can disband your squad with C. Interesting. Yes, I'll go over this in a moment. Olimar's description of the creatures resembling pick carrots was strikingly accurate. So the main reason that these things are called Pikmin is because they resemble a type of carrot that Captain Olimar likes to eat. So, Pikmin, there you go. Louie, my sensors have detected drool in the corner of your mouth. Are you alright? Yeah, because they look like carrots to Olimar and Louie. Louie is naturally just hungry. And now we're about to see some shenanigans between Louie and Pikmin, because Olimar is clearly familiar with Pikmin, Louie is not, and I guess that's the main joke of the game, is that Louie picks on the Pikmin, Pikmin pick on Louie. Okay, so like I said, controls are pretty much going to be the same as Captain Olimar's, and the controls are going to be the same as Pikmin 1. So pretty much, wherever I aim this reticle, that's where the Pikmin will go. If I push down on the D-pad, the Pikmin will try to perform any sort of action that is in the nearby area. So if I throw a Pikmin at this flower, you can see that it will attack the flower. The little circle on the top indicates how much health that flower has. Once it's defeated, it will drop this pellet. The Pikmin will carry the pellets back to the onion, and once the onion receives the pellets, more Pikmin will be sprouted, like so. So here we go. And if a Pikmin carries a pellet that is the same color as it back to its onion, the onion will double the amount of Pikmin that are sprouted. Or maybe not double, but it will always add an extra Pikmin that is sprouted. So the onion ejected more seeds. The pellet from that flower must hold nutrients that breed Pikmin. Yeah, so we carried the pellet back to the onion. The pellet had a number 1 on it. So that means that this onion will breed at least 1 Pikmin seed. If the color of the pellet matches the color of the onion, then I will always get a bonus Pikmin seed. I hope that makes sense. The onion is a Pikmin mothership. Yep, that's also correct. So Pikmin will always sprout by the onion. Reviewing Olimar's report, it seems repeatedly tapping A lets one rapidly pluck Pikmin sprouts. So if more than 1 Pikmin are sprouted at a time and seeds go everywhere, you can rapidly pluck the Pikmin by pressing A. And we'll demonstrate this in just a moment. And then once I have more Pikmin in my control, I can have them do various tasks. So I can have 1 Pikmin go after this flower, for example. Though, if I hit it spot on, it will destroy the flower immediately, but I have terrible aim, so you're gonna have to forgive me. One last try. Come on. Okay, I don't know what's going on. I guess I just have terrible aim. Whatever. So I'm gonna pluck these Pikmin. So now, as you can see, I have 2 Pikmin that are with me. But you might notice that at the bottom of the screen, there is a number 8. That indicates how many Pikmin are on the field. So the first number indicates how many Pikmin I have control over at this moment. So I have 2 Pikmin with me. Now it's down to 1. I have 1 Pikmin in my control. The second number indicates how many Pikmin are on the field. So at the moment, there are 10 Pikmin on the field total. There are about 3 or 4 with me, and then there are about 3 or 4 or 5 over by Captain Olimar. And the third number, the one in the bottom right corner, indicates how many Pikmin I've sprouted total. So I have 13 Pikmin total, 14 Pikmin total. Those numbers can start to get crazy high as the game progresses, and we'll see how many Pikmin I have by the end of the game. For the time being, I'm just going to pluck more Pikmin. Simple as that. Because this is a very simple day, that's all I'm really going to be doing today. This is a tutorial level, so I'm going to take things in a very calm and basic manner. Now, you might notice that this object kind of stands out from everything else. And you might also notice that it is a Duracell battery. I love Duracell batteries, but let's see what these characters think of them. Perhaps this object is one of the treasures that we are searching for. I guess so. It seems relatively new. It's shiny. It doesn't seem like it's corroded or anything. The only reason we found it here is because this is where you crash landed. How fortunate. And I love it when games point out plot convenient things. I wonder, or I would like to appraise it, but you must regroup this, or you must I can't even read. I would like to appraise it, but you must regroup with Captain Olimar. Can you find him first? Press Z to move the camera behind you. Okay, so if you want to change the camera, just push Z. You can also press left or right on D-pad to zoom, and up on D-pad to change angles. Okay, simple enough. So I'll be doing this throughout the game. I'll just be doing it randomly. It doesn't really matter. Okay, now if I push down on the D-pad, the Pikmin will swarm to it, and they're going to try to dig up this Duracell battery. Yeah, so for sitting in the snow, this battery is pretty darn strong. So I'm going to imagine that it is pretty powerful and that it will be worth a lot of money. So thankfully these Pikmin will help me out in getting it. For the time being, I can't quite get back to Captain Olimar because you can see that there are these giant brown walls that are blocking me. And you might also notice that it takes 20 Pikmin to carry this, and at the moment I only have 11 with me. So we'll get back to that battery in just a moment. You may also notice that these walls are actually just paper bags. So like a regular old paper bag, if you want to get the air out of it, just crunch it out. So it takes 15 Pikmin to crunch out this paper bag. So I have 11 with Louie, and I definitely have at least 4 with Captain Olimar. So let's throw the remaining 4 up here, huh? Hooray for basic puzzle solving! Yes, this is only the basics of puzzle solving in this game. Things will get a bit more tricky later, but since this is a tutorial level, things will start off in easy step-by-step manners. So good stuff. What's the ship have to say this time? Captain Olimar! Louie! You are reunited at last! This has been a troublesome start to our trip. I guess so. But now you must feel assured that your combined wits can get you through anything, correct? You don't have to tell us this, I mean, it's fine. From now on, use B to form a single group, C to take solo action, and minus to change leaders. Okay, so, like I said, this is the main mechanic of Pikmin 2, controlling 2 different groups of people in Pikmin. So, I'm going to try and describe everything the best I can. So, if I push down on the D-pad, I can move my Pikmin all over the place. And the main mechanic behind this game is just getting Pikmin to do different things for me. Carrying stuff back to the ships, carrying stuff back to the onions, having them defeat enemies, knock down walls. You get the idea. If I push C, I can disband my Pikmin and split things up into groups. If I want to put everything back together, all I have to do is whistle to everybody. If I throw Pikmin at a dead enemy, they will carry the dead enemy back to the onion and try to sprout more Pikmin. Now at the moment, I can't go this way because I do not have enough Pikmin to blow out this paper bag. So for the time being, I have to do what the game wants me to do. So, let's get that enemy carcass back over to the onion so that more nutrients can be sprouted. There's not a whole lot else I can do on this level, so like I've been saying, this is just a simple tutorial level, so let me just do what the game is intending for me to do. So, let's go ahead and sprout some more Pikmin, So now that Olimar and Louie are back together, there's not a whole lot that changes. Sometimes you want to have them together, sometimes you want to split them up. There's not a whole lot else I can do right now. I don't have enough Pikmin to carry this Duracell battery, but once I carry this enemy carcass back to the onions, I'll have plenty of Pikmin to carry that Duracell battery. It'll be great. And as you can see, it took 3 Pikmin to pick up this carcass, but I can have up to 6 Pikmin carry it total. The top number indicates how many Pikmin are necessary to carry it, and the bottom number indicates how many Pikmin are carrying it at that moment. So, this has been taken back to the onion. This will sprout a certain amount of seeds. Usually the number of seeds that are sprouted is close to the amount of Pikmin that are necessary to carry it. So it took 3 Pikmin to carry it, 4 seeds were sprouted. Now, if Olimar and Louie are together in your plucking Pikmin, the speed in which you pluck the Pikmin will double, naturally. So, simple as that. And now, I have 20 Pikmin. I have the exact number that I need to carry this Duracell battery. Now, this Duracell battery is not a nutrient for Pikmin. This is an item that Captain Olimar and Captain Louie want. So the Pikmin will automatically carry this back to our ship. And that's how you know what's important and what's not. Enemy bodies, pellets, random other nutrients will be carried to the onions, like these. More Pikmin will be sprouted as a result. But items like the Duracell battery and other valuable objects will automatically be carried back to the ship, where their price point will be figured out. So once this battery gets taken back to the ship, this day will automatically end. So make sure you've done everything that you wanted to do, if there's anything else you even can do, and the day will be over. And the tutorials will still continue on for other days, but this is pretty much just the major thing, just teaching you how things work. So, any moment now, they'll bring that Duracell battery back over to the ship. I'm fairly certain that there's nothing else I can do on this level. Everything else over here is empty, so now we just play the waiting game to see how long it takes for these Pikmin to get the battery back. Also, normally days are timed. You have a time limit for how many things you can do in a day, but because this is the first day and because it's a tutorial level, the time limit that you have is infinite. But for the time being, I do want to get things done as quickly as possible. So here we go, the Duracell battery has been retrieved. But also, here's a running joke with this game. They're not going to call this a Duracell battery. They're going to always give these items quirky names. This is known as the Courage Reactor, and it's worth 280 coins, pocos, whatever. I'm probably just going to say coins. So as you can see, I'm all the more closer to repaying the Hockatate debt. So here we go. What's the ship have to say now? Our first day of exploration has yielded our first treasure. We will be done in record time. Cool. I took the liberty of naming it when I appraised it. The name reflects my current thinking. Yeah, so we don't get to determine the names. The names will always be determined by the ship. Leave it to me to think up catchy names for hit products. It is but one of my many talents. Yeah, but it clearly said Duracell on the side. But maybe you don't understand English. Maybe you guys have your own Hockatation language or whatever. We shall end our first day here and report back to our president. His face will surely be joyous. Okay. However, to communicate with Hockatate, we must fly into low orbit above the planet. Okay, sounds simple enough. So pretty much, oh, I'll describe that in a second. Okay. We will not return to the surface until morning, so as to avoid the indigenous nocturnal creatures. So yeah, every time a day ends in Pikmin or Pikmin 2, it becomes nighttime. And we don't want to stay around for nighttime because there will be animals that will want to eat us, that will want to eat our Pikmin. So every time the day ends, Olimar, Louie, and all the Pikmin will fly into the sky and we'll get a report from the president. So that's going to be something that happens in every single part of this walkthrough. So let's enjoy it. We're going to get off this planet, the Pikmin onion will follow us, and things will be safe. But for future days, and hopefully I won't have to show this, but I'm just pointing it out. For future days, you can leave Pikmin behind. If they're left behind at nighttime, they will be eaten and your Pikmin count will be reduced. So be very careful about that. We don't have to worry about that right now, but I'm just letting you guys know. Don't leave any Pikmin behind. It's really depressing. Anyway, here's a summary of today's event. So all I really did was get the Courage Reactor back to the ship, and you can see how close I am to repaying the debt. So we still have a long way to go, but I assure you, we'll be paying off that debt in no time. And here's my Pikmin count for the day. So I didn't lose any Pikmin, thankfully, but I did sprout 20 Pikmin, and my Pikmin count is looking pretty good, but I think that's all it really can be for the first day, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, here's the president. You found your first bit of treasure. Fine work. Our future depends on your efforts, so check your treasure hoard regularly. I'll keep it often. Keep up the pace. Yeah, so you'll learn that as time goes on, this president guy is actually pretty cool, so don't hate him. He went through some financial trouble, but he's still a cool guy. Oh, also, there's one more thing I want to show before this part ends. So this is the world map. This is where you'll select levels and where you want to land and all that. But you can also view some notes in case you want to learn some more information about the game. So you can view the treasures you've collected and you can read some pretty humorous tidbits. Here's Captain Olimar's report. We've recovered our first treasure. Amazingly, the Pikmin remembered how to salvage it. I can't understand their adorable language and I don't know what they're thinking. Yet, I'm so happy to see them. When I crashed on this planet, the Pikmin helped me locate my missing ship parts. In my darkest hour, the Pikmin were there for me. Now that I'm reunited with them, I know everything will be alright. It will, right? So there you go, that's Olimar's report on the Courage Reactor. Just simple stuff. I won't be reading all of them throughout this walkthrough, but I do just want to point this out. Here, you can look at the enemies that you find in the game. So here is the default Dwarf, Red, Bulborb, and then these are Pellet Posies. They count as enemies even though they're not going to hurt you, but you get the idea. You can defeat them and get nutrients from them. Let's just look at Bulborbs real quickly. So Bulborbs, they look like this, and if you press A, you can throw carrots in this little simulation. This will show you how the Bulborbs actually attack Pikmin. So if you want to plan ahead and figure out how to take down Bulborbs on future days, you can always look at these simulations and see how to defeat them and how they'll attack you. And then here are Olimar's notes. He pretty much says that they're like other enemies that he saw in the first Pikmin game. This is just general information about the enemies. It doesn't really do you too much good to read it, but you can if you just want to learn more about the lore of Pikmin. It is cool stuff. The developers took a lot of time to write all these descriptions, and let me tell you, there are a lot of enemies in this game, so it could be worthwhile if you want to read up on the history and design of these creatures, but I'm not going to be doing that in this walkthrough. Maybe I'll do something at the very end of the walkthrough, but for the time being, that's just a brief summary of the things you can do when you're not in a level. But for now, that wraps up this part of Pikmin 2, and I'd like to thank you all for watching. See you all next time in the next part when I revisit the Valley of Repose, and I'll do some more tutorial-based things, but more progress will be made in the next part, I promise. For now, bye-bye, humans! Whoosh! Hey guys, thank you so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed the video, then please consider checking out one of my other videos. On the screen right now, there are various videos and annotations. If you click on one, you'll be redirected to one of my other videos. I post new content every single day, so there's bound to be something that'll catch your interest. And hey, if you want to continue supporting me, then please subscribe to my channel so that you can stay up to date with all of my latest videos and announcements. It's free, and it really helps me out. Also, I have a Twitter account. I usually post announcements there, so if you want to know what my upcoming plans are, then I strongly advise that you check that out as well. Anyway, thank you for watching the video, and I hope to see you around in the future. Bye-bye, humans! Whoosh!